Poudre School District High School football, live on Stream It Sports, Northern Colorado. This broadcast is brought to you by Schrader Oil, fuel your day, by Pedersen Toyota in Fort Collins, everything cars made easy, and by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado. First Bank, banking for good. And now for the play-by-play, here's David Haase and Randy McCoy.
Welcome to French Field, Rocky Mountain Poudre. Poudre about to kick off into the north end zone. Lobos to receive. Kick taken about the 13-yard line. Straight up the middle. Yancey cuts one, makes one man stumble. Miss goes, still spinning around. On his feet to 45. Finally brought down, so great opening field position, opening drive tonight for the Lobos. Hello everybody, welcome to French Field and Poudre School District Athletics. David Haase along with Randy McCoy here tonight. Grace Reeder on camera. A little technical issues there, starting out a little slow, but here we are for the kickoff, ready to get a rivalry game going, Randy, here. City championship on the line. The Impala's undefeated on the season, look for state ranking numbers, and the Rocky Mountain looking to have that bounce back year. They've started a good competition, but they need to prove themselves again tonight, don't they?
Yeah, that's great game, great city game.
Good crowd still filing in. Lobos going right off the right side. Gain of maybe a yard and a half on first down. Changing quarterback tonight. Starting quarterback now for the Lobos, Clayton Baca, number 15, the senior. We'll see individuals coming in and out there, but on that offensive line up front, Jeremy Reed, 59, 71, Blade Bales, Spencer Lavelle, and Noah Lavelle, 73 and 75, respectively. Christian Atherton, number 56, snapping the ball. Twins, the top of your screen. Stevens in motion. Dive left. Going upfield, just short of the chains. I think we'll see a lot of that tonight, too. That left side, Randy, when you got Spencer Lavelle, CSU D1 lineman commit, you're going to ride that horse, aren't you?
Yeah. That's,
get right behind him.
You could tell the difference. He was out last game, and
yeah, well, they're going to have to go at him. There's going to be a stout defense across the way, too. The Impalas, they're not undefeated this season for any. It's not a mistake, that's for sure. Third and short now, 2 down. Dive right side, kept by Baca. Nowhere to go. So I don't know if that was actually a play eligible for the give the read option or no, but it's going to be 4th down and about a yard, and they're going for it, Randy, right off the bat.
Well, if you're Rocky Mountain, you know, you're 1-2. It's a big game.
Yep.
You've played a great competition.
Yeah, you've already got Columbine and Fairview in your past. Curl drive left side, steps forward, first down and some. Adler tripped up. Nice job on the defense that time. Weston Mayer, big-time linebacker player for the Impalas, trips him up. He had a long way to go if he didn't go down there. Great night here at French Field. Thanks for joining us. Thanks to our sponsors, Pedersen Toyota, First Bank, and Schrader Oil. Great crowd of people still coming in. If you look across the way when we have a chance, Grace, get a look at the line to try to pay to get in to see on the Poudre side. It's all the way around the track on the south side. Baca back to throw, fires it a little high. First pass of the night, just a little bit wide there, trying to hit number 10, Holden Lefke, as he did a little quick slant. 2nd and 10 now. When you look at Poudre's resume so far, going down to win at Mountain View. Nowhere to go, maybe a yard. And that dive option, it's more of almost a wide veer option where you just read that defensive end and try to make that reaction as quick as you can, but nice penetration both times by the Impala's front. You looking on this near side, downside lineman, 59, Harlan Archuleta. Back to throw a short pass. Hits Stevens down the sideline. Didn't really step into that one. Just got it there in the timely. Quickly got it out of his hands. Stevens maintains about 8. Brings down another 4th down play. Since they went for the last one in less than 2 yards, I think they'll probably go for it again. Lefke brings in the play, number 10. So second 4th down try on this drive for the Lobos on the 41-yard line, or 36-yard line, excuse me, the Impalas. Same play, dive left, gets the outside, a lot of room to go downfield. Downside the 30, down to the 25-yard line.
You know, if Rocky Mountain's able to do that, they're going to have a great chance to be competitive in this game.
Carmangello, number 27, he wasn't touched till he's 3 or 4 yards downfield, and that's like I say, if you can run the ball in this offense, you will keep it out of a very potent Impala offense and one Mr. J.T. Erickson. Best way to handle him is keep him on the bench, isn't it?
Yep.
1st and 10 now, and Impala's jumped. Do they? Motion now near sideline. Dive left, option left side. Baca steps upfield, spins out of 1 tackle. 1st down. Kind of got grabbed by the jersey. I thought we were going to see a replay of our prior game today when Fossil Ridge and Bear Creek were playing, Randy, where it seems like every other Bear Creek tackle was made by their jersey. So Lobos on the march. 1st and 10 again after the run by Baca. Inside the 15-yard line. Twin receivers near side of the field. Ball in the left hash. Adler left side, isolation play, carrying bodies downfield. Another gain of 5 or 6. Right now, very effective run game, passing game looking sharp. You know, if you can run it, you can throw it, can't you? It makes that much easier.
Well, we talk about how, you know, when we see quarterback for Poudre throwing it at a 75% clip, but a lot of that has to do with J.T. Erickson.
Yeah, it's not. It shows he's accurate, but guys are open because they're playing linebackers up tight. So 2nd and 5 now. Dive right side. Down near first yard again. Boy, right, and the Lobos are just hammering it straight downfield right now. Rocky is just going straight forward at the Impala's defense. Adler, that time just short of the 1st down yardage. If they cross the 5-yard line, they'll have it. Great look at the huddle there as the Lobos break it. Far side of the field there. Impala's looking to bow their neck, trying to stop an early score here. Dive right side. 1st down yardage inside the 5, down near the goal line. Head linesman stopping him about. Looks like right on the 1-yard line. So 1st and goal to go, Lobos. Just a methodical dive left, dive right, a couple of isolation plays to the left side, and Baca's couple runs and a pass or two, just an efficient drive. 1st and goal now. Dive right side, follows the end zone, fake the dive right, Baca just follows the running back off the right side and walks into the end zone. Great surge by that offensive line. So Lobos draw first blood, take it on downfield, PAT pending, they lead 6-0.
Boy, you got to be happy if you're Rocky Mountain. You come in and take the ball right down the field.
There wasn't a negative play on that drive. Snap, and the hold is good. Kick is up, and Paduska drives it way back into the end zone. And Grace, if you can now, pull up a little bit. Show that line that's going across the field and to the right, if how much of you can view there. But that is the south end zone and outside the track. And there are still several hundred people waiting to get in. And a line out here on the near side, I can see a little bit too. Rocky Mountain side nearly completely full. Students still filing in. But they missed the first drive if they're not here.
And they're going to miss the first quarter if they're not careful. Trying to get through that.
Well, this is reminiscent of talking before the game and in games prior past, these city rivalry games. They're not in the same conference anymore, which is too bad. Usually these games are played in late October, and you get these kind of crowds. But that great job, Poudre and Rocky coming out tonight to support their athletes. What a crowd, and still filling in. So Lobos kick off, ball spotted right in the middle of the field. Max Paduska. Say we've got strong legs in this town as far as kickers. And that one will go out of the back of the end zone. No chance for a return. Something nice if you're a sophomore, you get those young guys on those kickoff coverage teams, Randy, when you know it's got the end zone, you just run straight on down and keep yourself warm and put one more play in the book towards a letter. So the Lobos be on defense. Impalas break the sideline huddle led out by quarterback Troy McFadden. Missed last year, everybody knows, with that big knee injury, and come back and throwing at a 75% completion rate. Good stats. But you look at that offense, and the focal point is J.T. Erickson, already averaging 160-some yards a game in 4 games. Great start to the season. Erickson goes up the middle, stacked up, maybe lost a yard.
Well, they're going to key on him for sure, as anybody would.
Oh,
but that's not the only weapon they have.
Yeah, you've got to stop him first and then go from there. Look at some of those linemen up front. It's Tyler Stillwagon, 64, 54, Weston Meyer, 57, Tyler Carroll, Cole Young, 72, 77, Zach Stinnett. Been paving the way for Erickson so far this year. Twin receivers both sides in a stack formation. Giving into Erickson, right side, gains about 4. Across the 20-yard line. McFadden, more than enough athlete to take off and run, but then you got, you say that knee injury, he's got to do it smart. And we've seen him be that way. He gets downfield, he'll slide instead of taking a hit, and you want him all season. You don't want him just for a while, do you?
No, it's
dangerous. Zach Leal leading reception for the Impalas here near sideline. 2 safety top for the Lobos. McFadden to throw for the first time. Ball's deflected, almost picked off. Ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and break on the back there. Number 44, Jacob Bennett. If that had just gotten to him, he had an easy run to the end zone.
I'll tell you, they couldn't ask for anything better. Any better start to the game for your Rocky Mountain. First you start with
you drive it on
drive,
down
and then you end up going 3 and out with Poudre. Your defense does, so great job.
Good snap. End over end punt. Going to land about midfield. Yancey's trying to come up and get it. Almost ran into it. Did the wave call, get everybody away from it. Bounce back against Poudre. So ball's going to be down about the 41-yard line. That's one of those moments where Yancey, he kind of had a chance to come up and get it. He's starting to go through traffic, and that's when coaches say, okay, let it bounce. Let it go. So Baca back in now after scoring the touchdown on the last drive to cap it off. Rocky Mountain, the last drive, Randy, 2 fourth-down conversions. Motion coming across the formation. Isolation play set left side. Adler goes forward. Just a couple that time. Poudre stacked it up nicely. Tackle over on that side. Just it's kind of hard to tell, but the far side of that Poudre defense just kind of all bowed up there. 34 along making the play. Kobe Salinas along with 44 and Weston Meyer 54. Baca back to throw. Got a man on the flat. Hits the slat though. Stevens spins away from one tackle. Tackling a little high. First down yardage. Clayton Baca right on target. The timing was just right.
How about what does a week do of practice? Baca comes back. Last week he threw lame ducks out there for those kind of passes. This week he's had a week of practice.
Well, the timing was just perfect there. Caught him coming out of the break. Sometimes if you don't have the strongest arm, the timing makes up for it. Stevens split way to the top of your screen up there. Motion coming across now again. Snap, dive right side. And it's that kind of offense like we saw earlier today when we had Fossil Ridge and Bear Creek. You just keep running that hard dive. And if you get 2 or 3, but if you get 4 or 5, and all of a sudden once in a while you break one, and as the way that defense is set up against it, there's going to be nobody back there. So 2nd and 8 now, long 8. Poudre, 4-down lineman. ISO right side. Nice job coming up, making the play. Just upending the running back for the Lobos. Number 24 for the Impalas, Dylan McVicker. That name sounds familiar. Marty McVicker, head coach. And his father. Fun to go to practice every day with your dad. Nice shot there, the Impalas defense. So Lobos already in field goal range, Randy. You know, Paducah's got strong enough leg, but you know they'd love to get down and get that other touchdown. It would be really a start for a game nobody would have expected. Baca back to throw, looks to his right, flushed. He's got a man open downfield, hits Stevens inside the 5-yard line. Nice catch. Lobos back in business, 1st and goal to go, but nope, they're going to bring it back. Missed the holding call. Is this the same officials we had this afternoon? Every big play turn around.
I don't know.
We had to look around for and it's not. But that's might have been why he had a little extra step or two to make that time, didn't he?
You never know.
So after the penalties marked off, ball just moved back outside the 40-yard line, makes it about 3rd and 22. Big play there because now you're looking at, you're not in field goal range anymore. You get maybe 10 yards or so. Paducah's got a strong enough leg, but do you want to risk it? Baca straight back to throw, trying to set up the screen pass. He's got a man on the outside. Flag down on the far side. Yancey downfield for a gain of about 10 or 12, but the way the flag was thrown, I'm going to imagine they're going to be a procedure call.
Again, we talked a little bit last week. You bring a new quarterback in, new cadence, if that is, in fact, the call. I'm not sure that is.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense. So that means basically the defensive back grabbed the receiver coming off the line, and you get one back, but this one's even more painful for the Impalas because not only does it turn it into a large penalty, but it makes an automatic 1st down. And on top of the run, Sell, now the ball down to the 17-yard line. A little some personnel issues. Aaron Lambert now got out to the left linebacker, the outside linebacker playing left wing. Add that blocker kick out. Adler makes the edge, still on his feet inside the 10-yard line, knocked out of bounds. And right now they're just playing downhill football, aren't they?
Yeah, Rocky Mountain is really looking sharp. And again, we always say you can throw the records out the window in these rivalry games.
Well, like I said, these kids have played each other since 7th grade in the school ball, even earlier, sometimes in the city and Pop Warner. Dive right side, moves forward again, 1st down inside the 7-yard line. Lobos will have another 1st and goal. Bennett, 44, brings in the play. And actually Holden Lefke came in second, so the sophomore receiver brings in the play. He and Stevens will be split opposite sides. Actually not Stevens, it's number 80, Spencer Schwartz. Spreading the field out a little bit, give a little bit more room in the middle there. Baca dive left side, tried to keep it, and somebody just shot the gap. Nice job of getting through there. Number 44 for the Impalas. He just got through and got a hold of Baca's leg, didn't he? Michael Scott, 6 foot, 183. So not a size thing for there. He just jumped through and shot the gap and got a hold of the quarterback's leg. And the ways Rocky offense works, though, too, he's going to make the plays right at the line of scrimmage there. So there's not a lot of depth on that fake and that mesh with the back. So they can get in there and get penetration. 2nd and goal to go. And a little too anxious. So a procedure penalty is going to be called. And actually, if he hadn't stopped, it would be okay. It was like he got in motion because he's eligible to go in motion. But either way, 5 yards back against the Lobos, moving back out to the 10-yard line. 2nd and goal. Lobos twin receivers right side, two-back set still. Baca back to throw, looks to his right, fires on the slant, and we're going to get a pass interference call. Yeah, Matano was breaking in there, and the defensive back did the only thing he really could. That was a good pass by Baca, too. Kept it down low. Nice shot there from the camera, Grace. Really pinning it down, and defense, you got to do it. If you're going to get beat, stop the score. So half the distance of the goal line, an automatic first down for the Lobos. Better than giving up 6 points. Toss left side. Yancey cuts forward towards the goal line, bulls his way in. Touchdown, Rocky Mountain. So 1 penalty against and 2 penalties for the Lobos in the measuring stick that drive, and they kept them alive, Randy, and took advantage of it, drove it in, another running play touchdown. Picture Jordan Yancey there, took it around the edge, and that side of the handoff, they just did the quick toss. Paduska on the PAT, up and good.
So we were talking off air, is it better to play a tough schedule and lose some games, or to play an easy schedule and win some games? And Rocky Mountain has played a tough schedule so far, and
well, and sometimes
they look like, I mean, they look as sharp as we've seen them look in a couple of years, really.
Yeah, and if you look at it right now, it's like, okay, now for Poudre's advantage, it's okay. They know a success like they've had it, but they've not had adversity, to see how they may respond now, being down 14-0, and there's still 8 seconds left here in the first quarter. Very interesting time for them to regroup. All the seniors on that team, I'm not worried about seeing how they may come out here and play the rest of this game, but they just need to start grinding the first downs out, make the plays they make. And if you're a local fan of sports and you know what Zach Leal can do on the field and Josiah Stribling, those are guys that can change the game in one play. Paduska back to kick off again. Pauls with a single safety deep, Leal. But they might as well left everybody on the sideline. That ball deep into the end zone, out of the end zone. No chance for a run back, touchback. 1st and 10, Poudre at their 20-yard line. So you have a chance to talk to our sponsors, Schrader Oil, First Bank, and Pedersen Toyota. Thank them for sponsoring local high school sports, allowing us to bring you these local athletes in competition. And if you have a chance, find them on Twitter and thank them. You can also copy us on that same tweet at NoCo Broadcast. So Leal near sideline, Stribling far right side of your screen, not even outside the numbers. Give to Erickson off the left side, fights his way forward. Nice carry for about 5 yards, which ironically is about 3 or 4 unders average. And that'll be the last play of the first quarter. So after 1 quarter play here in French Field, Rocky Mountain out 14-0 over the Impalas of Poudre High School. We'll be right back. You're watching Streaming Sports. Personal foul against and unsportsmanlike conduct. Okay. So we're back here live trying to orchestrate a pretty major penalty against Poudre. Actually, 2 of them. First, a personal foul after the run by Erickson for the first down. And then after that, an unsportsmanlike conduct after the play was over. Composure. We talked about that in the first game today, Randy, didn't we?
Yeah, it's, you know, it wasn't supposed to start like this for Poudre, so.
Yep. And the chain gang needs to move that way back now, too. It was a first down, so it's 1st and 10. They just had to move back. So that moves the ball back all the way inside their own 10-yard line. They had 2 runs by Erickson for about 12 yards and were clicking, but at the end of the play, somebody obviously said something wrong. Nice big fake and turn and run that time by McFadden, hauled down from behind by Aaron Lambert. Pretty good pop. You know, McFadden's going to have to run some tonight, Randy, I think, just to keep Rocky honest. Otherwise, they're going to key on Erickson all night long. And, you know, they historically, Rocky's got a pretty good defense. Coach Brook, that's his specialty. Two veteran coaches here in town, Coach Brook and Coach McVicker tonight. So 2nd and 8 now for the Impalas. McFadden to throw, got the long out pattern coming across the field too high. Pretty decent coverage down here in the bottom two. Number 19, James Chavez, trying to hit number 10 for the Impalas, and that's Kean Raska, excuse me. But McFadden just kind of let the air get into that one. So brings up 3rd and 8. Poudre really needed to make some play here, Randy. They don't want to be punting from their own end zone after giving up 2 touchdowns on drives, just continued drives by the Lobos. They need to stay on the field offensively. Twin receivers both ways. Flare pattern coming outside. Does get it to Erickson. Open field. He's got room to run. Made a couple of nice cuts and a big, big first down.
And boy, you know, he's a lot to handle out in the open field like that.
Yeah, well, you got safeties coming up to make the tackles on that. Angelo Vitano and Dalton Schrader, and number 19 here on the near side, James Chavez. Good solid downfield tackles, but you've got to make it. You don't care if he drags him, but he's going to make the first down, and he's just too hard to bring down the open field by one guy. So great play execution, good read by McFadden. Now this time sweep the outside by Erickson, gains about 5, but again, penalty from the far sideline. Line judge throws it. Poudre's already walking backwards. A little amped up, aren't they, still tonight? Still got that edge moving. Some of those other players out there for the Lobos on defense. Number 54, Dylan Myers, K-Norte. For those of you who've been around the Rocky program for a while, Denzel Myers, outstanding defensive end and a bit of an offensive lineman when needed too for the Lobos in the senior class of 2012. So holding penalty actually on the outside, moves back the line of scrimmage back inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. First down replayed. Also up there, Jeffrey Reich, number 50, 51 Hayden Steffens too. 52 Bryson Reber. Lobos generally play a 3-down lineman. They slide down to 4 now. Snap, Erickson straight up the middle, spins out of one tackle, still on his feet. Dalton Schrader, nice tackle.
Well, that's how you got to get him, isn't it? You got to go.
Strong play by the junior defensive back. Well, if you get him going sideways, that's what you want the big backs to do. He doesn't get a chance to get any momentum at you. And then he's got his advantage because he's got the strength and the quickness to run away from a lot of tackles.
By halftime, all those people are going to be in the stadium. I think
they're still about 50, 60 deep over there.
I think they underestimated how what kind of crowd there was going to be here.
No kidding. So second and about 29, 28 to play. McFadden to throw, fires one downfield. He's got a man. He's got Leo wide open. And there's the game breaker we're talking about. Just overthrown him by a couple of steps.
You know, if you're a good offensive coordinator, you put that in your hip pocket, don't you, that play, and go. He was 5 yards beyond.
No, he is a game changer, and for my money last year, the most valuable player in town. We talked about that several times as the local player of the year. He did more things offensively and defensively and special teams last year than any player I got to watch.
You know, it's a little harder after you have a great junior year. People start keying on your senior year, and we've seen that a lot in
last week, Fossil just decided to take him out of the game as best they could. So third and about 20 now. Lobo safety's dropping off, and McFadden rolls to his left, trying to look upfield, fires one down. Nice hit, separates the man on the ball. Matano on the far side, 17, caused the incompletion. Another fourth down punt coming. So even if he'd have got it caught, still would have been short, but certainly got out the field further, been about 15 yards downfield. McFadden looked better rolling to his left that time we saw earlier. You're starting to get used to that brace.
Well, and that throw to Leal, he overthrew him. It was at least 50 yards in the air.
Yeah. A good snap. Lobo's coming on the block. Kicks pulled to the left side, doesn't get to midfield. Good bounce to the Impalas, just crossing midfield.
That's probably about as good as you're going to hope for at that situation, right?
Yeah, got to get it out of your hands and off your foot. So Rocky Mountain, as you'd imagine, can't wait to get back on offense. Two possessions, 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. They lead 14-0 here at French Field. Thanks for tuning in tonight to Streaming Sports. David Haase along with Randy McCoy, Grace Reader on camera. Our second game of the day here at French Field. Earlier today, Bear Creek and Fossil Ridge. And under the lights tonight, Poudre and Rocky Mountain in a city rivalry game. So basically 8 in the box right now, dive left side, and just straight mano-a-mano football right now for the Lobos. Going behind their big offensive line on the same side, the Lavelle brothers, 73 and 75. It'd be Spencer and Noah. Tackled by Scott. 5-yard gain though on first down. That makes your play calling a little easier, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Poudre band across the way. Great turnout by their student section. Delay fullback hand that time. Still moving forward close to the marker, just short. But a little bit more variations on the offensive calling in the sets now for the Lobos. In the last couple of years, Randy, we'd seen pretty much dive left, right, and then sweeps. And now you're starting to see a curl pattern there with a turn off as we look across the way as the Poudre crowd. And that's the gaps you see over there right now for sports fans are going to be filled. There's still more people waiting to pay to get in. So 3rd and short. Baca under center. Starting count, dive. He keeps the ball, and now we're going to have a penalty right away. And procedure call, I thought I didn't see somebody pop it. So 3rd and about a yard is going to turn in about 3rd and about 6.5. Long kind of starting count that time, and somebody just didn't hold their spot, did they? So chance here for the Impalas to force a punt. Patano near sideline split. Stevens on top of your screen. Single back, 2 wings. Motion. Oh, man down the seam. Oh, I'm not sure. He got a little bit of push there. Stevens got pushed on the outside. He's looking for a flag. He's not going to get it. But as he started to go up, the defensive back gave him a little nudge. And if you don't get caught, it didn't happen. Ball's high and incomplete. So the Lobos will punt. Saren Hughes Ford, number 5, the senior back. Punt from inside his own 40. Zach Leal, number 6, along with number 24, Dylan McVicker, deep. Pair of seniors. Ball hangs up in the night sky. Leal just comes up and fair catches it. Nice job at just getting to the ball. Caught at the 20-yard line. So a little life on the offense shown by the Impalas last time, Randy. They just got to cut out the penalties.
Yeah, they. Well, I think they're still in shock from how Rocky Mountain came out and just
drove it right down.
Yeah, just hit him in the mouth right off the bat.
Well, and you look at both teams. Rocky Mountain had 3rd and short there, and then gave themselves the procedure penalty. You can't overcome penalties very often in football. That'll get your offense off the field, especially when it's self-inflicted. Twins near side, 1 back set to the right of McFadden, looks to throw on first down. Nice toss to the outside, hits Leal. That was an easy pitch and catch, wasn't it?
Well, they made it look easy.
Mm-hmm. Well, McFadden that time, I think that's a good idea. Good call by Coach McVicker and his staff, just to get a little rhythm going. Get him back out there and have a chance to, get that completion, start getting a little bit of a rhythm going for him as a quarterback. That'll also make it a little easier to hand off to 32. 1st and 10, Impalas now. Ball across the 30. Isolation play, and boy, I tell you, everybody got there on the way to the party that time for the Lobos. Erickson was grabbed in the backfield. He had nowhere to go. There was like 4 guys in front of him.
Well, again, people are gonna start keying on him as well, and we saw Fossil Ridge last week. I don't know if I would say they contained him, but they certainly tried.
So 2nd and about 12, loss of 2 on that first down carry. Lobos 4 down linemen showing blitz. backing off it, having to throw. Got the out pattern again to Leal. He's just too dangerous for basically any defensive back in this state to want to stay one-on-one. You've got to be a pretty high-level cover guy to just be up on him and not give him at least a 5-yard cushion. Not a big kid, but super quick and very elusive.
Well, he can give that fake on the out and go up the field to post. And
well, we had the chain gang take off a little early. I think they thought they saw the motion first down. It's actually going to be third about 1. Didn't go out of bounds before he crossed the 40-yard line or right at the 40. That's a yard short. So Rocky, 3 down Myman. It's one of those you can't play it too tight. Give to the up back, fake the option. Right side, kicked it out to Erickson. He's got the first down, driving through people.
Hello.
Gain of about 6 yards. And that's what defensive back guys got to do.
Number 9.
Yeah, number 9 safety Angelo Vitano came up and
he got in the way.
Yeah, that's one of those. Get a chance to get somebody off the field there.
He's going to come out because he just got.
Well, you did. That's what coaching does.
He was the hit E.
Yep. That's what defensive backs. That's your life. Coaching is going to tell you to go do something your body doesn't think is a good idea. And that time he squared right up on a big guy and sacrificed his body. McFadden looks to his left, flips that over the top to Erickson. Nice catch because that ball was out in front of him. Gets away from one tackler, dives forward near first down yardage.
He looks a little exercise now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, they're getting a little rhythm now, and you knew it was a matter of time. That's too good of an offense to be held back. And the ball was out in front of him. I thought that was a very impressive catch. So went out of bounds just short of the yard to gain. 2nd and 1. Crowd still filling in. There's still probably 30, 40 people on that side coming in. You still see Rocky Mountain fans coming in. We've got 3 sections pretty full on this side. Student section and the band. Great night here of ball. McFadden thrown for a loss. Tried to get a little cute, didn't they? They tried to fake the dive. They're going to throw a bubble screen out here. And that Dylan Myers-Cromartie just said, that's taking too long. I'm going to take care of this. It's a loss of about 6.
You see a picture there of the band director. And
great night for football here at Frenchfield. Thanks for tuning in to Streaming Sports. I like that play design, but that's slow developing. And if you bring in anybody, as Rocky did that time and Myers-Cromartie was in the backfield for McFadden had a chance. McFadden looks to his left, takes it down outside, a little high, too high to handle. Showing off the arm strength, though, isn't he? When he gets himself set, more than enough arm to play anywhere on the field.
That was 3rd and 6. So.
Yep. 4th down punt coming, 3rd punt of the night. Yancey, 33, will drop back as a single setback for the Lobos. Good snap, kind of return rush. Ball's going to be up in the air. Caught 12-yard line, got a return yardage, trying to get past the 20-yard line. Got a flag down on the far side. I think I saw come rolling in.
Yeah, be a block in the back, I'm sure. As we always see.
Yeah, it's to have a special teams play 2 or 3 in a row without a penalty. We'll see the referee now turn around and give us the signal. And as usual, Karnak, you are correct. You know the answer before ever getting the question was what happened on that play. It was a block in the back. The Lobos kind of knew it. They were retreating already, so it's going to be 1st and 10 just outside their own 10-yard line. Kind of what the Apollos need right now. They need to stop them, keep them down this end of the field. 4:59 left in the half. They won't have a chance to get the ball back in time to score, down 14-0. And just gave them an easier 5 yards. Somebody jumped across on the far side there, and as well as Rocky's been running the ball, that's just mistakes you can't do. I mean, we see how these penalties add up and consequences of them, don't we? Motion across the formation. Dive left side. Yancey, gain of about 3, brings up 2nd and short. And what that also does, Randy, is that Rocky Mountain can run the ball a couple times here without even worrying about the clock. Both teams haven't used the timeout, so 3 left each. But under 4.5 to play by the time this ball gets snapped. Receivers split both sides, tight end right side. Cross block underneath there. Nice job of the Impala stacking that up. Nowhere to go. Big guys in the middle of the line. Will McBride, number 53, getting credit for the tackle, but also along there, Michael Scott, 44. In both these teams, they got defenses that fly to the ball. So 3rd and short, 30-yard now. Big play for the Impalas defense. No safety back, 8 in the box, 9 in the box. Now Leal drops back to safety, left side run. Adler tries to turn around, he's not going to make it. Nice job by the Poudre Impalas, and he turned around and ran inside and ran into big Weston Meyer, number 54, nowhere to go. And a 4th down punt coming for the Rocky Mountain. So the Impalas look to get the ball back with 3.5 to play, a little under about 3:20 by the time the play gets run. Zach Leal single setback at the 50. High snap. Hughes is going to have to get it off. He's got to run. Nice job of just getting out. Wow, and he kicked a howitzer. Holy moly, Randy. To talk about necessity and just plain fear. He took a high kick. The Impalas came right at him. He alertly ran around the side. There's the experience of a senior kicker, and kicked a bomb on the run. Impalas will start the ball on their own 35. What could have been a disaster for Rocky Mountain turns into a plus. And Zach Leal didn't even have a chance to field it. So 2:55 left here in the half, trailing 14-0. Poudre's got another chance at the ball. Last drive, you can start to see their offense starting to click a little bit. They need to sustain a drive, though, and get 7. They'd love to have that before the half is over. Twins at the top of your screen. Single receiver here into the near sideline. Fadden on the run upfield, nowhere really to go. Whole lot of motion there, trying to make Rocky's linebackers kind of just move away. You got Leal coming, running the fake jet sweep to the inside, but that running into that tight sideline, there's not much room for that to be. Your linebacker's going to worry about that. So gain of a couple on the play. Clock is running, 2.5 to play. Rocky slides into a 4-man front now, 5th bringing him up. Running back goes around the outside, nowhere to go. Great play recognition, set recognition. Lobos came up and caused a loss on the play and a timeout taken by Poudre. So timeout with a 2nd down and about 13 to go. You're watching Stream It Sports.
This life, it isn't for everyone. It's not for the modest, the cautious, the faint of heart. It's for the dauntless, the determined. This life, it isn't just a craft or another career. It's a calling.
Right now, get 0% APR for 60 months on a new 2017 Toyota Tundra, or get $1,750 cash back.
Toyota, let's go places.
We're back here now. See the Rocky cheerleaders here on the home side tonight. Both schools are local, but they alternate being the home team every year, obviously. So big play right now, 3rd and 11. Twin receivers both sides split wide. Erickson single setback in the pistol behind McFadden. Lobos bring the blitz. McFadden's got a roll, goes out the outside, hits Erickson underneath. He's upended. Dalton Schrader again coming up from his defensive back position. Tough tackle, open field, and gets Erickson to leave his feet, and he goes down. So a timeout taken by Rocky Mountain. They're going to force the punt. They're going to have the ball back with 1:58, and chance Randy to make the play to, shows the confidence. If your offense is running, you got to take every chance you can. So stick around for that second half. We'll have Kevin Lytle over the halftime, though, up here to talk to us about prior games today and all the happenings going on here in Poudre School District. Highlight volleyball and softball games all week long. Boys soccer, too. Officials trying to get the Lobos to get out of their huddle and get back out on the field. So single setback is Yancey. Good snap, no rush. Kick's going to be short off the left side. The big bounce for the Impalas picked up by Yancey on the run. He's got the edge. Trying to make the corner, turn it upfield. He's got an angle, pushed out of bounds at midfield. What a great effort. The Gunners for the Impalas on the far side just kind of overran it. The ball took kind of a funny bounce, as they tend to do. And Jordan Yancey on the run grabs it and flips the field back about 30 yards on a speed return. So Lobos get the ball with 1:43, 1st and 10 on their own 49, leading 14-0. Stevens, far side of your field, Vitano, near side splits. Double wingbacks. Baca to throw on first down, throws a quick out to Vitano, steps right out of bounds, gain of about 8 or 9. Baca looking much more comfortable under center this week, as you said, Randy, with that week of practice. And for those of you who think that Randy's answering and you can't hear him, nope, he's busy doing tech issues. We're recording this and try to make sure we're live streaming the second half, but we didn't want you to miss this inter-city big game here tonight at French Field. Adler, handoff right up the middle, strips away a couple tackles, still spinning on his feet inside the 35 down to the 34. Rocky Mountain winning the war up front in the trenches. Tough running. 1st and 10 now, ball on the 34-yard line of the Impalas. 1:28 and counting. Wing set again, single setback. Baca back to throw, looks to his left, fires that out pattern again, but that one a little early and not enough on it. Got to get your feet set to be able to step into that throw. So incompletion will stop the clock at 1:16. Both teams with 2 timeouts left. Great night here at French Field. Super turnout on both sides. Probably the biggest crowd we've seen for a city game in a few years. Yancey tossed left side in motion. Gets to the outside, gets the edge, goes out of bounds. And the flag that I saw come down, I'm pretty sure the holding call I saw too is going to be part of it. And that'll move the Lobos back. So instead of a gain of about 6 or 7, holding call be marked off from the spot foul, which was in the backfield. So replay second down, but that moves the ball back to about the 48-yard line. They've got to get to the 24. Not too tough a math to do. Second down and 24. Baca option right side, spins out of it, and that's what you need. That's just experience there, Randy. You need to go down. He cost his team about another 6 to 7 yards. They're trying to make a play. Wearing the sleeves tonight, too. The sleeves got stretched out. He got caught basically by his sleeves. A minute left here. It's one of those things where Rocky Mountains keep moving backwards on the play. Penalty, then a big loss on the option play. And a personal foul called face mask, actually. That had been the first part of that tackle that I didn't see as he spun around. Certainly explains that then. So the personal foul during the play moves the play 15 yards closer. Repeat second down, ball in the 40. Stevens coming across to reset here near sideline split. Slots up to the top. Blitz coming from the Impalas. Baca back to throw. He's got the man open on the outside and overthrows Yancey.
He was wide open.
Yeah. That was a great play call. The defensive back had been run off, and that's just timing and experience right there. You know, your first full game as a starter, and he had him wide open. There was room to run, wasn't there?
Yes, there was.
So 44 seconds left. Now you're rocking. You don't want to give it back. You want to either score or run the clock out. Poudre will have a chance to take a timeout now themselves after this play. 3rd and 15. Baca back to throw. Screen being set up. Got the man Adler over the top. Oh, he dropped the ball, fumbled, picked it forward, go forward. That was really set up and turned around and lost the handle. Now what it did, it gives them a reason not to punt and try to go for it on 4th down. Don't see a timeout call coming. Clock is still running. Really surprised they're not going to take a timeout here. I think they're going to let it run down and kick a field goal. Because you had 2 timeouts left, and there was 25 seconds left, and you run a couple plays, get your field goal kicker. Now Paducah's got plenty of leg, no doubt about that. But here's a chance to go out and put an exclamation on your first half. Timeout called. Rocky Mountains. You can tell they're ready to go make the play, but they go on out and line up, and Poudre goes to the sideline. So with 7 seconds left. Rocky Mountains Max Paducah will be attempting a 50 or 47-yarder. And it was 4th down, so I guess that I can figure out why there wasn't a chance. I still saw 3rd down before they flipped the down marker over. Never questioned the veterans on the coaching side. So ball will be marked on the outside. And a little gamesmanship now. The Impalas, they're going to take a timeout and ice the kicker. Halftime, Kevin Lytle from the Colorado one up. Great shot across the way. So the Poudre student section there. Friday night under the lights. Boy, what a great way to support your athletes, support your community and your school. And Poudre Impalas, they do it better than anybody over here at Frenchville. They tailgate out there. I heard it was wild game feast tonight. I didn't get my invitation. Did you get yours?
No.
So, ball will be spotted outside the 36-yard line or right on it. Paducah from the left hash. Good snap. The kick is going to be pulled left. Boy, it was a bomb. He had no problem getting to the yardage, just pulled it left. So the play took 5 seconds, so Impalas are going to have a chance for one play here before the half. And like I said, I like to try there, and certainly wasn't an issue with leg strength. In those Hail Mary moments, you always got to wonder how you're going to play it, and I've always been the advocate. Don't let the quarterback sit there and run around. Well, actually, it's not even going to be an issue. They're just going to take a knee. So Poudre didn't want to try to take one down. So after one half here at French Field, Rocky Mountain, the home team, leads the visiting Impalas 14-0. You're watching Streaming Sports. We'll be back in a few minutes with Kevin Lytle from the Colorado.
Here we are, folks, at halftime. Rocky Mountain Lobos lead 14-0, and we are so sorry for the streaming issues, but we are on live now, on Facebook, and also live streaming. Sometimes links and internet and all kinds of stuff just doesn't work, and that's what was happening. So what we've got here is we've got Rocky Mountain Lobos with a 14-0 lead. Probably surprising, and right now you see a shot of the Poudre Band across the way. Full house here at French Field, full house. So anyway, we've got about 5 minutes left. We'll be back to give you kind of an update on the first half, and we're so sorry, but sometimes equipment just doesn't work. And but we, thanks to my executive producer, Mr. Phil Mildren, talked us through some things, and man is a genius. So anyway, we will be back after these messages. You're watching Stream It Sports.
This life, it isn't for everyone. It's not for the modest, the cautious, the faint of heart. It's for the dauntless, the determined. This life, it isn't just a craft or another career. It's a calling.
Right now, get 0% APR for 60 months on a new 2017 Toyota Tundra, or get $1,750 cash back.
Toyota, let's go places.
Great news! We broke our all-time sales record, and it's all thanks to my nephew, Skylar.
Bro, it's Sky.
After my brother made me hire Sky, I switched us to First Bank to make up for him. Now business is better than ever.
No matter the reason, switching to First Bank can help your business grow.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
So we're back here now live on Stream It Sports, and again, we apologize if you joined us now. We've had some technical difficulties, so David, I've been working on the technical stuff. So give us a rundown of this first half. One thing I think, as we said, as you see the Rocky Mountain Band, I think what you saw was Rocky Mountain came out and just hit Poudre right in the mouth.
Yeah. From the opening kickoff, they drove it down, had 2 fourth-down conversions, first one at midfield, second one at about the 30, and converted both on the way to the end zone, took off 7-0, then got a 3-and-out. And then between a little bit more varied play calling, first-time starter tonight, Clayton Baca, the senior quarterbacks, made some nice plays, had some nice passes, intermediate throws, things like that, and had a couple of short runs too. But once again, it's the offensive line up front just driving back, and what we thought Poudre would do when they got the ball. Rocky Mountain has been very aggressive up front, basically trying to take J.T. Erickson out of the game on the power running game. They've gotten his best plays, Randy's, have come from throwing him the ball, which I think we'll see a lot more of that in the second half. Obviously, he made a one-handed catch that go back and watch again, folks, because that's a Saturday catch and run that he made. And the one real big play that the Impalas missed on a long pass, Zach Leal got behind coverage and just overthrown. And that was certainly when a game changer. But then both teams offensively did things themselves that limited themselves offensively, and you can't do that. And then those plays that don't show up in the scorebook or in the actual stats, Saren Hughes Ford, the punter for the Lobos, took a high snap, and with the Impalas coming right at him, sidestepped really quickly and then kicked one about 55 yards for no return, which could have been a block and, who knows what inside your own 10-yard line. And a real half-changing moment there was taken away from the Impalas, too. So Lobos lead 14-0. I look for certainly in the Impalas. They get the ball to start this half. They got a lot of veterans out there. You're not surprised about whether or not they will play. I do see, though, if you see on our screen now in the middle of the field, Grace, if you can get a shot of number 7 who's walking across. He's got ankle wrapped up in ice there, and that's Josiah Stribling, a dangerous receiver right there walking across the middle of the field. Now, he doesn't have a helmet, and it may be just ice to kind of keep him going for the game because he hasn't taken off his pads. So a real competitor to know about that, but don't know if he's going to be back.
Again, Poudre definitely Poudre is definitely the favorite in this game, but we say in these citywide games, you can throw throw the window out with the records. So you can throw the records out the window, and so we've had a great first half. Let me just say, we did record the first half, even though we were not live. So you'll be able to go back, watch the first half. There's a difference between live and recorded. So we record each one, and it will be on streamitsports.com.
See it in its entirety?
Yeah, so you'll be able to see that, but we're live now. So
well, I'm really looking forward to this second half here. And what a great crowd! One of the things in the first half we noticed, we got to talk to Kevin Lyle just a little bit at halftime. Didn't do the interview like we did earlier today for the Bear Creek Fossil game, but there were lines when the kickoff started all the way around the south end of French Field, the fence on the outside, trying to get into the Poudre side, trying to get into the Rocky side. So a great crowd here tonight, several thousand people in attendance. I would have probably close to maybe 4,000, maybe 4,500. And for an early season game, and if this game traditionally had been played like it had, had Rocky and Poudre played, in late October, November, Randy, we could be even 6,000. It's just these early season games with and I will say it, goofy conferences that CHSAA put together. We all kind of hope and think that might end this year, but either way, the city game's got to be played early.
Well, we ought to ask our mathematician next door here if he knows exactly how many people are in attendance tonight.
Did a ticket count? We haven't heard anything from them, but what a great turnout here at French Field. Great night for a game. We thought the weather might get a little sideways on us, but to this point now, not a problem. Here's the Lobo band here on the side. Both teams out warming up. Cheerleaders down here on the near side.
You see the Rocky Mountain parent crowd. And again, there's very few seats to be had. And for this early season, or mid-season game, I guess. And Randy McCoy, David Haase here with you. And so team's getting ready. We're staying with you here now, just trying to give you kind of an update on what happened. Poudre certainly did not play like they've been playing in the first half. And some of that was Rocky Mountain. Some of it is, again, I think they were maybe a little shell-shocked when Rocky Mountain came out right away, was able to move the ball. Rocky Mountain, the last couple of years has not been known for their offense.
Yeah, very conservative, close to the vest.
And they came out with new quarterback Baca. And, he hasn't played perfect or anything, but certainly you can see some new energy in the offense, and you got to credit some of that to Baca.
Yep. Made some nice throws on there. A couple of throws that I think we'll see in the second half as he settles down. He'll have a few more that's like footwork and things like that. But had a couple of runs himself. Scored the first touchdown on a quarterback follow. Basically followed the dive back into the end zone on the right side. And I think really the star of the game for the Lobos, if you have to measure, are the 50s, 60s, and 70s guys on both sides of the ball. Doing a great job of driving down and getting the run game going for the Rocky Mountain, and also really containing JT Erickson on the other side. His run yardage, the handoff yardage, is probably less than 10 yards. He had several for losses. I look for Poudre to keep him involved in the game and get him the ball on the throws on the outside like they had, and get him out in open space where he's very dangerous.
And again, Leal has so far has not had the kind of year he had last year, and I know people. Again, we talk a lot about it, and I know my son went through this in basketball. When you have a good junior year, people don't forget your senior year.
They don't want you to be the one to beat them.
Yeah, and so all of a sudden now you're getting a lot of attention, and I think that's what's happened to Zach Leal. We're seeing that a little bit with the Fossil Ridge receiver and Murphy.
Hey, Donovan Murphy the same way too. And
he had a great junior year, and then all of a sudden now everybody's looking at you.
Well, teams you become part of the scheme. So the Lobos will kick off and defend the north end zone. Paduska. Single setback as Leal on his goal line. Doubtfully even getting a chance to come and get it. And ball sails in the back of the end zone and out of it. So the Impalas, first chance, and I imagine the whole time at halftime they knew they wanted to get back out here and get this snap, didn't they?
Yeah, and folks, I just want to tell you, that's a great HD picture right there.
Yeah, it is.
If you're watching this on your phone or you're sitting at home, man, and if you can you got a smart TV, put that thing on your TV.
Put it on the big screen.
Because it looks good.
Thankfully, it's not us on the screen. It'd be just the athletes.
That's right.
So 1st and 10 now. Paul is out. Lobos defense starting on this half. McFadden back, single setback behind him. Erickson, fullback to his left. Twins the top of the screen. Fake to Erickson, rolls out right, gets it out of his hands right away, and overthrows Leal.
Had some room to run there, too.
Well, he had a chance to make a catch, and certainly near, one move near first down yardage. Rocky Mountain, several defensive backs. We've seen Dalton Schrader playing left corner and going out to play, playing safety too. A very versatile athlete. Matano back in and out of there too. Cody Stevens doubling as receiver and a safety. Give to Erickson left side, nowhere to go.
Talk about being keyed on.
Yeah. Well, it's like if we could take the guy away that basically has dominated the first several games for you, averaging 160 yards a game, and you can shut him down, that makes your offense very one-dimensional. And so far, you've got to. He's the guy that can make the game go away really quickly. If he runs for 100 some yards this half, look for Poudre to come back. They've got to get him on track. McFadden back to throw, looks to his right, fires it downfield, got Leal open just in the flat. And they just ran a cross pattern. Leal came down towards the post and then ran kind of a lazy out pattern. And the corner's already cleared out, and the safety Stevens had to come over and make the play. But a nice completion, great play call too.
Yeah, but that's what speed do,
Yep.
When you go out there, you got to lay back 5 yards because he can make one little move. And
he's instant acceleration. So big play there on 3rd down, keeps the offense on the field and the drive going. Moved it out to the 39-yard line.
McFadden's passed the ball more than we've seen him all year.
Well, they're going to have to this half, I think, till they can prove that Erickson gets off the schneid. Then, as we said, he gets up his best run of the night, about 8 yards. I think before maybe about a 4 or 5 yarder has been his best handoff and carry.
Well, I'd like to have heard the coach's speech on the halftime of that game, because some of this is just let's go.
Yeah. Well, they got hit in the mouth right away by Rocky Mountain. Now their offense has got to come out and make a statement. They're down 2 touchdowns, and you got quick strike capability, but you do it from running the balls. Erickson off the right side. And bulls his way close to the line of scrimmage, maybe 1.5 yards, not first down yardage. And, he was hitting the backfield again. But not many times one guy is going to get him down.
No, and he still gained about 2 yards.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's the real deal.
So 3rd and 1.
So how cute do you get here?
I think you get one more first down before you get cute.
Shift on the play, strength to the left side. Give to Erickson off the left side. They get to him right away. It's going to be a loss on the play. Rocky Mountain's bringing more people than they can account for, and they're getting underneath the blocks.
Why in the world would you go wide on a 3rd and 1?
Yeah. Well, and that was just a blitz play. Great dial-up call by Coach Brook down there. Number 42 for the Lobos linebacker shot the gap. Neil David, he's playing with that cast on his left hand too. So punting situation again for the Impalas on their first drive. Snap is off. Return coming. Short punt, shank to the right side. Hits about the 32 and goes out of bounds. No return.
3rd and 1, and you got a bull like that in the back. You got to go straight up the middle, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Well, and they,
you can't lose 4 yards on a straight up the middle.
Those plays have been successful though so far this season, and this is the first team that's taken that away from them. Bringing 5 and 6 guys, they get underneath blocks. Like I say, they're getting hit. That play before when he made yardage, he still got hit behind the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 Lobos, their first possession in the second half. Twins near side. Option right side, Baca keeps it. That's one of those, he's got to learn to get that ball out of his hands. Yancey, who's standing out there with nobody on him. When you see that outside defender come at you with his numbers turned to you, that's the quarterback signal to pitch. Got to get it out of your hands. Loss of 1 on the play. And he's a senior. He wants to make plays. Is one of the plays he had last week in the game against Fairview, Randy. On option play, he turned up and ran and had about a 35-yard gain. And you always want to get back to that same spot, but you got to make the pitch man part of the game too. Yancey hit behind the line of scrimmage, spun down. Nice job in Paula, snow him under. Loss of about 5. That player down on the field right now.
And not for long.
I think he should stay down. And he's going to go back down. That is Jordan Yancey. That's a tough one for the Lobos, your leading rusher. Tell that was an ankle. Probably, in that pile, just trying to get away. So we got a timeout here of the injury on the field. We're watching Streaming Sports. We'll be right back.
If this is how your bank sees the world, how do they see you? Be an individual at First Bank. Banking for good.
We're back here, and Yancey walking off.
I almost think it was a cramp.
Yeah, because he's walking pretty normal.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be hot weather to get cramps. It's dry, and you get down on the ground like that. So 3rd and 14 for the Lobos. Big chance here for the Impalas to get back off the field on defense. We just talked about that prior play on the option there. Baca, as the year goes along, he remains quarterback. That'll be a pitch he'll make. Yancey did have room on that second down. Fake, rolls out, looks downfield, got a man in the flat, open, caught by Stevens. And a nice job on the tackle, just a gain of about 8. Not enough after the prior loss.
But enough that Rocky's going to be able to turn the field here. And
yeah. Well, a little bit of excitement on that last punt by the Lobos. Hughes Ford had to jump and make a catch. See if the Impalas want to come after him this time. He avoided the rush last time and got off a fantastic punt. Leal had no chance. He's back at about his 30. McVicker now retreating back with him. So with 2 safeties back, you wouldn't think there's much of a rush coming for a block. Good snap this time. Short punt end over here is going to hit on the 30, bounce up in the air and go out of bounds at about 25. And we're going to have a late hit penalty.
Yeah, and there's Rocky Mountain. You opened your mouth and.
Well, he didn't do anything. He hit a guy after the play was over. He didn't.
Yeah, but he was talking to him afterwards too. So
yeah,
we'll see.
That's just, you just don't need to do that.
He was gesturing like he was talking. I can't say he was talking, but he was pretty.
Yeah. Now you don't celebrate doing something at the end of the play. It wasn't so much as a huge late hit. It's just he didn't need to do it. The play was 20 yards away.
And there's a coach.
Going to talk to him about it.
Going to just have a little.
Yep. Well, after a pretty good punt.
Go, but they're going from here.
Yeah, you got to go. It's the play's over, so the personal foul be marched off. Take the ball from the 24-yard line out to the 39. So the advantage of the Impalas, obviously, penalties tonight have been back and forth. Both teams have done some things that you just don't do.
Great job by the coach down there. I just watched how he did that.
Yep.
Obviously, we don't know what he was saying, but
McFadden, quarterback run, forced out of the pocket. He's got room downfield. He's just going to smartly head out of bounds. Gain of about 6.
Not that he can't take a hit, but we just found out today the backup quarterback is out for the season. So
with a broken ankle.
And Finn, he doesn't need to be taking any hits if you're Coach McVicker.
No badge of courage to be earned tonight anyway. Everybody knows the competitor he is already. And a nice run, though. Pick up a 6. You'll take that every time on first down. Gives you a chance to give the ball to Erickson a couple times. Lobos back to a 3-man front. Blitz coming, though. Erickson hitting the backfield by the blitz. They're doing that blitz. They delay it, Randy, and he comes from the deep linebacker position. Number 53 for the Lobos shot the gap. Alex Hargraves, the sophomore, who against Columbine was playing nose guard when Rocky had players out, showing his aggressiveness there. He hit Erickson in the backfield again, loss of a yard. So 3rd and 5 now, need to get to the 50-yard line for the first down. Lobos blitzing again from the outside. Flip it out to Erickson. We talked about that before. Slides off one tackle, off of another. Not that time. Still tackled. Great job on the outside.
And again, you know, we talk about levels of competition, and these plays have been working for the first 4 games.
Yeah, and right now you'd have to say, since you played Columbine, since you played Fairview, the competition you've seen is making these things look a little easier. Quick snap. Lobos not on a rush kick. Nice punt. Hangs up in the air deep in the back. Taken at the 19-yard line. And just squirts forward for a couple on the return.
You know, Rocky Mountain keeps playing like this as long as they don't turn the ball over. That's the one thing that can, you know, kind of spoil this. But right now, they're looking pretty good. I'd like to be in their shoes. Give us a shot of that, the crowd over on the other side there. Great. I want to tell you, it is rare that you see clear across all the sections are full.
Yep.
All the way down.
That gap you see is the band. They've kind of moved out to do a few things there too. So
all the way down. So we're back live here. Just wanted you to see big crowd here tonight.
Right side run right off the bat for the Lobos. Downfield running again. Gain of about 6.
You know, if this becomes a battle of 3 and outs, Rocky Mountain's feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, they're leading 14-0, 6:20 left here in the 3rd quarter. They're driving, and you know, they, like I say, they make 3 or 4 first downs. It's like watching Columbine. All of a sudden, the quarter's over. They keep a good pace, but don't hurry. Motion across the formation here to the near side. Give left side to Adler. Tries to outrun a couple guys to the side. Just a pile up there, won by the Impalas, so maybe a gain of a yard. Still not to the 30-yard line. Need to get across the 33 for the yard to gain. McVicker on the tackle for the Impalas. Big 3rd down here again. If, like I say, if they're trading 3 and out, somewhere along the way, somebody's going to make a play. We haven't had that big turnover yet in the game here, or that long play that really difference. Both Lobos scores have been after drives, you know, taking it downfield methodically.
And
procedure call.
That's not what they needed now.
No,
you've got a 3rd and long, and
I didn't see who was on. The guy went in motion. Now, okay, the official saying that when he went in motion, he took a step forward. He leaned forward, then went to his side. Technically, that's correct. Technically, you could call it about every play you want on motion too. That's like, but you can say though, if he's trying to draw, he's trying to draw somebody offside by moving forward. You can't move forward, and that's the rule. So as you're right though, breaks that 3rd and moderate to 3rd and 9. Big cushions out here by the Impalas defensive back. Bach looks to his right, took the throw the long out.
Oh, wow.
And he threw it over the top of the corner, but also to the edge out of bounds, so incomplete. The only person that had a chance for that was Otano. That would have been a great catch.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, that's a risky throw. Because
you've got to put air like that. You've got to get that in the air like that, but I thought
he overthrew it, because if he'd underthrown that, he'd have thrown for 6.
Yeah,
the other way.
Yeah, because number 10 there, Kean Raska, he was eyeballing that, wasn't he? He thought he had a break on it.
He knew it was coming all the way.
It sailed over his head. So Hughes Ford back again now to punt, kicking from about his own 14. Good snap, big rush, this time high into the air. Fair catch called by Leal at his own 33-yard line. Great punt from the 24 to the 33, so about a 48-yard punt.
Boy, they've kept Leal off the...
Yeah. Well, remember Alex Kinney a few years ago for the Lobos? As you see Leal and the offense gathering on the far sideline over there. Alex Kinney, who's now the punter for the Buffaloes down in Boulder. There's a couple games for Rocky Mountain. He won because he just outkicked they had no chance. I mean, they just kept flipping the field every time he got on. As a good punter, you really could bail out your offense, and that was a great job that time by Hughes Ford. So McFadden back. We're waiting for that play to happen for the Impalas. They trail 14-0. Erickson set behind him, pistol formation. Fake to Erickson, roll out to the left side. McFadden sees the man in the middle, hits him. Nice pass, nice timing that time too. McFadden took his time, found his tight end, who was the underneath receiver, came from the right side.
And he's somebody that they're not going to be
Frank Burnham
focused on either.
Yeah, Frank Burnham's out there.
I'm sure they don't even know his name. So,
well, they better pay attention to him now. Yeah. Great catch and a gain of 14, ball near midfield.
Smart play, boy. It's like let's get off our guys that everybody knows and let's let some other people make a play maybe.
Well, and you got plenty of them in the offense. Erickson right side, maybe a gain of 1.
His own guy there.
He bumped into him, and another. Neil David again. What a game he's having, middle linebacker, and he's doing it with one arm. Solid tackle, came right up there, bounced off his blocker.
The reason he ran over his own guy is because the defensive guy blew up the block.
Yeah.
3:45 now left in the third quarter.
Fast quarter. 2 split to the top of your screen, near side Zach Leal by himself. McFadden looks to his right, going to throw, is flushed and is going to go down for a sack. Loss of a yard or so on the play. And it's kind of tough, Randy, when they're trying to pick up this Rocky blitz, so they're keeping the running back in and the tight end in the block. So you only got 3 going out in pass that time. 2 split. You look to the right side of the field, both are covered, nowhere to go. Basically a coverage sack. Somewhere along the way, I just got to target number 6. Got to give him a chance to make a play.
Well, he had if you could get enough time to throw it deep.
And as we said, here it comes, bubble screen, cuts back inside, but maybe from last year's film, because I'm sure they played it, Zach Leal caught a pass about that same spot last year when the game was almost done and returned it about 40 yards and flipped the field, and Pauls went on to score had the winning points against Rocky Mountain. So Paul is back to kick again. Defense is shining this half, no score. 4th punt of the quarter. Low driving kick off the left side, out of bounds, hits about the 25-yard line. So no chance for return.
Well, it's a good thing they got the 1 first down. They really giving Rocky some good field position. It's a field position game right now.
Well, that's a great point, too. If someone could get to midfield and punt, keep him down there, in either offense, it's that you expect somewhere along the way the big play coming from Leal. And we talked about Stribling. We saw him with the ice on halftime. I don't think he's going to come back this game. We haven't seen him yet, and I think I see him on the far sideline. Pads are off, so don't expect him back. Motion for the Lobos across the formation, the top of your screen. Dive left side. Struggling forward, gain of about 4 or 5. Baca faked the handoff, and Tuapala's made sure that he didn't have the ball, hitting him a couple times. And that's part of the option quarterback life.
Yeah, well.
Thing is, he stood up, though.
They can, as long as the Lobos can hang on the ball.
Yeah. Well, 2nd and 5, that's a good way you want to be. Bubble screen out the outside to Stevens. Got a man on the corner beat. Out near the 35-yard line, first down yardage.
Big first down for Rocky Mountain.
Yeah, and just a good, smart play for the quarterback. Oh, he stepped out much shorter than we thought, so we were kind of obscured by the sideline there by the players. So 3rd and about a yard. Yancey, Marangello back in the game. The setbacks. Adler's not been in the game for quite a while. Option right side. This time he does get it out of his hands. Downfield. Yancey still on his feet. Middle of the field. Across the 50. 40. Downside the 30. Down inside the 28-yard line. What a run. And we've got a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct at the end of the play. And I think it's going to go against Rocky Mountain. Great run by Jordan Yancey. Baca in the arms of the defender, flips it out with one hand, and Yancey turns up the sideline, sheds off 3 or 4 arm tackles, heads down the middle of the field, and inside the 30-yard line. Now it's going to be after the play is made. Personal foul, actually going to be called on Poudre. So we saw somebody retaliate, and the official actually tells the Poudre captain it was just a push. So after the play, so what we saw, the Rocky player that you and I are both looking at, he must have been the recipient and didn't retaliate, much to his credit, because we saw the players go to him. And
I'll tell you what, if Rocky Mountain scores a touchdown on this drive, that's going to make it really tough, because Poudre has shown no propensity to move the ball tonight for some reason.
Toss left side, Yancey's got room to run. He's got Lovell out in front of him. Bounce off the balls between in the air. I think Poudre's going to get it. And their sidelines going crazy like they did. I saw him make the move. He had the move. And
nope, he did not get it.
Oh, they're saying, how did they not get the ball?
I don't know.
All I saw were white jerseys there. Yancey even thought they got it. You saw him try to make the cut up field. You can see that on our camera shot from Grace there. Nice job with the camera, Grace. He was making his move, and his arm just got peeled. And it popped up in the air, and all I saw were white jerseys, and the whole bench on the Impala side jumped up and down and didn't get it. So 2nd and 5. Basically on the fumble recovery. Right side, Marangelo spins downfield inside the 5, down to the 3.
Boy, you start getting fumbles like that and retaining the ball. You start wondering about kind of fate on this game.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm quite frankly shocked. I'm shocked that the Impala's not been able to move the ball.
Well, that's why I'm saying tonight, right now, I'm very impressed with the front guys on both sides of the ball for Rocky Mountain. They're outplaying, obviously, the Poudre offensive line tonight, bringing blitzes, bringing everybody in there. Lots of contact behind the line of scrimmage. And on the offensive side, Rocky Mountain's just drive blocking. Spin right side. Yancey tries to get the outside, has got the edge. Going for the corner, just runs in the end zone, almost untouched. So Rocky Mountain back and forth after the punt from about their own 25-yard line, moving it down. Big play on the option pitch from Baca out to Yancey, takes it across midfield, and 3 plays later score.
All I can say is wow.
High snap, picked up and grabbed. Nice job on the holder that time, number 22. That's Noah Yancey, younger brother Jordan. Put it back down, and Paduska hammers it through. So 21-0 with 3 seconds left here in the third quarter. And an amped up Rocky Mountain defense gets the back on the field, and it's 21 points in a quarter, not unheard of at all.
No,
but tonight would be hard to see how that could happen.
Yeah, this is a position that Poudre has not been in this year, and this is a non-conference game, but I'm sure they would not want to go into the conference season with a loss to their crosstown rivals.
Well, a chance for, like I said, this is for the city championship, so there's a lot of personal pride. Both teams here tonight looking to finish out their city season undefeated, although Rocky Mountain doesn't play Fort Collins. So Paduska centered tee at the 40-yard line.
What's been impressive is that the Lobos have not turned the ball over.
Yep. And no turnovers at all tonight. Well, actually, was it the one? Did the Paws have one the first half? I've already forgotten.
Well, you know where my head was in the first half.
Yeah, entrapment of age. So this time, line drive kick. Bounces off. It's free at the 10-yard line. Leal with a chance. Turns upfield, makes one man miss, and is going to be tackled about the 20. So basically a touchback. Anywhere Zach Leal gets the ball, every defender on the field ought to get that tingling feeling in the back of their neck. So that's the end of the third quarter. 3 quarters played, done here at French Field tonight. Rocky Mountain leading 21-0 over the Poudre Impalas. You're watching Stream It Sports.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
Back here live now to start the fourth quarter. And Paul's got the ball on their own 21-yard line. You see that shot there, the Rocky quarterback. McFadden goes out, nice fake, and we got somebody who went down. Lobos pass downfield, going to be considered out of bounds, but a Rocky Mountain player who had McFadden dead to rights in the backfield, and he put a great move on him. The Lobos slipped, and he's just clutching his knee right now. I don't know if it's a sprain or what, but boy, it was. I took my eye off the rest of the play, honestly, Randy, because that hurt to see.
Well, the rest of the play was a tremendous throw and a catch, but he was out of bounds, but just barely. I mean, he was another throw on the run.
Yeah,
again,
Tegan Leofau's the player that's getting helped off there, but yeah, they're making. Once again, he's under duress. He didn't have a chance to make a clean look downfield. A fantastic move just to get outside of Leofau. Like I say, Leofau had him, and Leofau's back walking around, so that's basically another cramp. McFadden back to throw, fires into the slot, got the man open in the middle.
So they've
Great
taken
timing.
They've taken Erickson out of the game, basically. I mean, as far as his impact.
Well,
I mean, we've seen him break 50-yard runs. I mean, it's.
Yep. Well, it doesn't mean it still can't happen. They're going to give it to him once in a while. If the linebackers are playing off, he gets in the middle of the field. It doesn't matter how he gets there. He's dangerous on the field. McFadden again looks to his left, fires on the slant, a little high, right through the hands of Zach
Wide
Leal.
open.
Yeah, just that little trailer screen underneath there, just trying to get him the ball with space. And McFadden just a little high, a little hot. I mean, he had both hands on the ball, but didn't bring it in. 2nd and 10, that stopped the clock. 11:31 left here in the game. Fadden looks to Erickson left side, bubble screen the outside to Leal, misses one tackle, slips away. Going to be brought down the line of scrimmage. And look at the Lobos fly to the ball.
Well, that's a lot of commotion for no gain.
Yeah. And to me, though, that's the defensive coach's dream right there. He had one guy miss him, and then all of a sudden there's 9 more jerseys at the play. Because, one, that's the way you're supposed to play defense. 2, they know Zach Leal, until the whistle blows, you keep running to the ball. He's gotten out all kinds of tight jams. If you're a Lobo, you know that's happened. So 3rd and 9 now. Leal top, single coverage on him. Trips this side. I thought we had motion down there. Slant play to Leal. That's too easy. Breaks around one tackle, almost spins and gets up, Randy.
Well, this is the most they've involved Leal in the offense that we've seen this year. So.
Well, I that's what I would do with him. I would put him all by himself. I wouldn't want any other receiver on his side of the field. You're not going to be able to cover him one-on-one. Rocky Mountain's going to have a corner. They're looking for him again. Now McFadden has to run his right. Quick snap. Got a man deep down here and overthrown. Had him and just let him too far. McVicker running down there. McVicker came from the middle of the field back on over, and second time tonight just not connecting.
Yeah, that's 2 touchdown passes right there.
So 2nd and 10, that does stop the clock. 10:28. Time is no factor. Paula's just need to get that first one in the end zone, don't they?
Yeah. Well, then they've got to be able to stop the Lobos.
Yeah. Roll out right, file strong side. McFadden look forward, fires into the slot. It's got McVicker. And that's been a little soft spot. We've seen that in a couple games. Fairview took advantage of that, too, in the Rocky defensive scheme. And when you're playing all those linebackers up, they're still trying to make sure Erickson's not going to beat them.
Well, I'll tell you, there was a blow-up block right in front of, I didn't see who that was.
Yep. And I think that's a good idea right now for the Lobos. Take a timeout. 3 successive plays for the Impalas, plus yardage and first down and on the 25-yard line. So timeout, Lobos. We'll be back. You're watching Streaming Sports.
This life, it isn't for everyone. It's not for the modest, the cautious, the faint of heart. It's for the dauntless, the determined. This life, it isn't just a craft or another career. It's a calling.
Right now, get 0% APR for 60 months on a new 2017 Toyota Tundra, or get $1,750 cash back.
Toyota, let's go places.
So we're back here. You see Coach Brooke with the defense, and odds are Poudre's going to score tonight. the thing is, at this point, if they take 5 minutes to do it or 6 minutes to do it,
well, they're going to need at least 2 or 3 3-and-outs on the Rocky defense, on the Rocky offense,
and they haven't been able to do that.
That time I thought for sure the running back moved early. I thought Erickson
looked
took a
like
step.
it a few times.
Yeah, because he was leaning forward, and on the fake, it was just a decoy that time on the carry by McFadden. Gained about 7. Nice run on first down. I think you got to go back to Erickson a couple times here, though, Randy. Linebackers are playing off. They're only bringing 3. Dropping into coverage. McFadden down on the ground. I don't know if the ball dropped to the ground or not. Looked like a little mishandle on the mesh.
Missed it.
Yeah. Gained a couple, though, still.
It's one of those ones where you've done it so much, you're not really looking at the ball, you're looking at.
Yep. Well, that's just a good athlete, too. Excellent basketball, baseball player, too, for the Impalas, and look forward to seeing him on the hard court this winter. But a big play right now in his immediate future, 3rd and 1. Erickson takes the give up the right side, hammers into the line. Not sure if he got it. They're marking him short of the 15. And either way, if they're saying it's short, what that's doing is the clock's running.
You're probably going to see that play again if it's short.
Well, it brings 4th and very short right now, and here's where the gamesmanship starts on the coordinators. Defensive line, are you going to come firing in there on Erickson and key on McFadden, or are you going to take timeout and talk about it? Well, let's go with the timeout, and Poudre did take one. So a big 4th down coming when we come back. You're watching Stream It Sports.
If this is how your bank sees the world, how do they see you? Be an individual at First Bank. Banking for good.
You're watching PSD High School Sports live in high definition on Stream It Sports NoCo.
We're back here now. Big 4th down play. 4th and short, under a yard for the Impalas at the Rocky Mountain 15-yard line. Play of the game right now for the Impalas. Under center, sneak. They got it. And you called it in our break, didn't you?
Well,
don't fool around. Don't make a handoff. Don't do something in the backfield.
And don't call a timeout to call that play. I mean,
well, it worked.
It worked, but
1st and 10 now, yeah.
One less timeout.
Started the clock again. McFadden back to throw. Throws the fade to the end zone to Leal. Schrader turns around 2, but it's going to be 1. And there's going to be an interference call. I think Schrader didn't have a chance to turn around in time. And he might have got a hand on him. So if it's in the end zone, it won't matter. Yep, and that's this line judge signal on the sideline. Just a tough play to make on any defensive back. You see that work on Saturdays. You see it work on Sundays. You're on an island. And McFadden just threw a jump ball up there, and his receiver saw it first, turned around, made the play. So Poudre takes it down, their first touchdown of the night with 8:23 left here in the 4th quarter. And now that's one of those things where now we got PAT pending. And McFadden's actually their kicker too. And when we talk about the kicking game for the Impalas, high snap, McFadden knocks it through. But now you're Rocky Mountain. You've got how honest do you play your offense, or how do you not? I mean, you've got to run on first down.
Yeah.
You've got it. They took a timeout, as you just said, to call a quarterback sneak. And if you get them to waste a timeout or two while you're driving the ball, your punter's been doing really well all night. So you can take those chances, try to run it 3 times in a row, and then make Poudre score 2 touchdowns.
Well, and I think based on what we've seen tonight, and barring a long run or something, or a long, quick touchdown, Poudre's got to have a defensive play, interception, turnover, something like that to shorten the field. Because if they've got to do what they just did, and take 4 minutes, it ain't the math don't work.
Yep, you're right. Well, like I said, they used a timeout there to call a quarterback sneak, and maybe they thought something different, but it still worked. They got what they needed, so no matter what the call really was.
I'm just thinking.
Did we have a penalty on the PAT that we missed? There must have been a personal foul penalty somewhere along the way because Poudre's kicking off. I don't think the Rocky players know what's going on here. They got to get back beyond 10 yards. Well, I would kick an onside kick now if I was Poudre.
Yeah, there's
not much to gain.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, he's lined up to do it, too. It's going to go to the left side. Rocky Mountain shading over that way. Yep, just a pooch kick to go out of bounds. If that goes out of bounds, that's going to be a big, big play. Oh, no.
I cannot believe that he just kept that from going out of bounds.
He saw the Poudre player was about a step away from it, and he could have turned around and blocked him instead. And the ball had gone out of bounds, and Rocky's ball at the 35.
So I'm not sure why they didn't.
Yeah,
there's no loss in that.
I know why he did it, because he wanted to be sure.
No, I'm talking about the
no onside kick.
Onside kick. Well, you're right. I mean, there's nothing lost in that.
Well, either way, the Rocky Mountains got the ball inside their own 5-yard line right now, and they got 95 yards to go. They'd like to get at least 10 here, though, to run the clock.
Yeah, and if Poudre can stop them on 3 and out, that's...
Dive left side, no gain, maybe a loss of half a yard.
And here's where Rocky Mountain cannot afford to turn the ball over.
No,
that could
right
change
now,
the whole game.
Yeah, right now a good thing to happen after third down is a punt. Clock is running, under 8 minutes to play.
And I'm not even sure you want to pass. They have not shown
modest
great passing.
Yeah, modest success tonight passing it. Obviously, when you're running that well, you don't do it so much, but still. So 8 men in the box, 9 men in the box for the Impalas here. Dive right side, breaks on the outside, step away from one tackle. Oh my, we saw that happen today in our earlier game. Adler almost made it a foot race all the way down French Field.
Yeah, and I can't tell you how many times we've seen it in our 6 years, but we just saw it in the earlier game where 9 men in the box and they're trying to stop for one, and they get through the line and they're done. They're gone.
Well, at the very least, they're one. That allows Rocky to not even have to consider passing this down. And the clock's still running, and they're not going to be punting, with the punter's heels on the back line of the end zone.
Well, they got a really good chance to make this, too.
So 3rd and 2, big play for the Impala defense here. They want to get off the field, keep that momentum on their offense. They've gained, dive right side. And I'm not sure, I can't tell. Looks like they crossed the 15-yard line by the linesman.
It's a half foot short, I believe. 4th and a half foot.
Nope, first down.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, they got the ball to the 15-yard line.
Watching.
Yeah, first snap was short of the 5. So they got the nose on the 15. And the referee said move it. So they set the chains, and now we're down to 6.5 to play, Randy. They can run the ball 3 more times. I would look now for Poudre to use a timeout after this play. Because if you don't, they run 3 more plays, there's down to 4 minutes. And Baca just standing there. He's going to wait until he sees the back judge make his count. Nice job by the senior quarterback. Toss left. Marangella gets the outside, cuts up inside into traffic. Big load there.
Well, he was hit, but he got 5.
Yeah, downfield.
I'll trade a hit for 5 on first down.
So I actually about 3 and change, so it must have dragged a knee. But you know what? It's forward progress. Like I say, we're down to 5:50 to play. Snap the ball at about 5:35. Sometimes it's a thing that I talked about before. If you're trying to run the clock to your advantage, you're trying to take advantage of it, you kind of take your initiative away, your inertia. Because when they're being efficient running the ball earlier, it's because they got to the line of scrimmage, snapped it, and went. Dive right side. And Poudre's just stacking up the middle, pretty much expecting that play, aren't they?
Yeah, we've got
Adler on the carry, gained maybe just a yard, maybe not at all. Timeout now taken by Poudre. I think that's a great call by Coach McVicker. 5:26 to play, 3rd and about 7. So a timeout on the field, timeout up here. You're watching Stream It Sports.
If this is how your bank sees the world, how do they see you? Be an individual at First Bank. Banking for good.
Back here live now. Impala's take a timeout to stop the clock. Rocky Mountain's got 3rd and 7. So a big play call coming here. I would be shocked, Randy, if it's just not another dive play or a curl trap. You know what they've been running successfully this game. If you get it, you break it, fine. If not, you get a chance to punt with the clock running because Poudre's only got 1 timeout left. 5.5 minutes to play. Actually, Baca back to throw. Screen pass there to Marangello at the near side. Goes forward, shakes off 1 tackle, gets close to the 25-yard line, but looks to be short. Great effort on the tackle coming up there by the Impalas. Very close to first down yardage.
Wow, what a spot.
So we're going to get a timeout here by the officials. They're going to get a measurement. He dived at the line because of the tackle and everybody else involved there. We couldn't see where he came down with the ball.
Yeah, very good spot, too. I think he got it.
Well, the other first down was at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, so
the math should work. This time the nose is completely across the line. And yep.
And that's barring some kind of big play or something like that, you know, and Impalas have got to stop them.
Yeah,
and that's what we said. You know, you can score, but you got to get the ball back. And at this point, Rocky Mountain has been able to keep the ball and move the ball.
Well, what a great effort on that play by number 27 there, Cameron Marangello, just to keep struggling and diving forward. I mean, Impala's flying all around, making the tackle. And like I say, it's a game of inches. Sometimes it's a game where the ball gets placed.
So we're going to get another timeout here. And
well, Poudre just took their last time out, and I think part of that is because Coach McVicker would like to have the referee nearby. But otherwise, I'm not sure. I mean, the clock was going to start, so I get that.
Well, again, you don't know what you're capable of until you get to the situation and
get tested.
Yeah, and you're getting tested. Poudre's getting tested tonight, and you know, I mean, if they lose this game, it's not fatal. It's not a, you know, but they're going to learn some things they need to work on now, aren't they? Sometimes a loss is not a bad thing.
Dive left side, just going forward.
And not saying this is a loss, but
there's the flags are coming now. That there's a lot of talking going on, and somebody just chucked somebody across the line. Actually, the far line judge, the head linesman on the far side, threw the flag.
Yeah. So
and the referee was 5 foot from it, and he didn't throw anything.
Yeah, so I'm not sure.
Well, it's going to be probably a personal foul call. They're chatting about it, aren't they? This is going to be a great shot there, Grace Schrader on camera tonight. David Haase and Randy McCoy along with the caller for Streaming Sports. And if this is against Poudre,
very untimely. And it is. And you see one of the players getting a little exercise there. And
yeah. Well, they're taking quite a long time to talk about this. I'd almost expect to see offsetting penalties called here. And referee
young man needs to probably
walk it off.
Yeah, because he might get another one here.
So it is going to be a personal foul after the play against Rocky Mountain, personal foul after the play against Poudre. And that, I think, with that much talking going on, I fully expected that to be the call.
And
I think a nice job by the referee and that head linesman, too.
Both teams have different motivations for talking, don't they?
Yeah. So the clock running now, just officially going under 5 minutes to play. Poudre Valley, excuse me, I've said that twice tonight. Poudre, the Impalas have no timeouts left. Rocky Mountain still has 2 if needed, but they won't have much reason to want to call one. On the line now, 2nd and 7.
You don't want to go out of bounds either.
And what they did there is a procedure call on the far side. Maybe a little Mary Kay there.
Yeah, that
might be a makeup call.
They found somebody breathing over there, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, and right now you can say there's a little motion getting into the game, and this is when composure, both sides, they need to really focus on that. You also need to know that you can, under duress, you can still execute properly your offense. And You know, that made second down and 6, second down and 11.
Now the Rocky fans are starting to realize what's about to happen here if they
dive right side. Adler sneaks forward, gets around the pack there, gets out to about the 27, 28-yard line. Actually knee down just across the 25. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 9.
Looking at the body language of the Poudre defense.
Would you be surprised somebody popped one here?
Well, they just...
Well, they're going to snap the ball at about 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah, I think they've been caught off guard the whole game, and
well, it's been nothing fancy, straight up man-to-man football. Bach under center, drive left side, cutting up underneath, tackled by Mayer. Closes down from that defensive end spot. Weston Mayer's played basically everything on the front 7 for this Impala defense, especially tool player. So bring up 4th and 8 now. And I think Rocky Mountain is going to let the clock, if I was them, I would let the clock run down to the very last second and then call timeout. I don't want to have my punter go out there and stand and then do it, you know what I mean? So he's got the official right next to him. They're just going to watch the back judge. He's already informed him he wants the timeout on probably the 3rd count by the official. And as you can tell, the breeze is picking up now out of that north end zone. Rocky Mountain's going to be punting into a pretty good wind. So Rocky does exercise their second timeout of the half, leading 21-7 with 2:54 left.
So let's talk a little bit about what Poudre's road to be able to actually win or tie this game. First thing is they've got to score quick.
Well, if you're going to punt it to McVicker or to especially Zach Leal back there, even though Hughes Ford has punted the ball well so far this season from the games we've seen from the Lobos, it's a big punt right now. He's going to be kicking it from about his own 15-yard line into a pretty good breeze that's gusting around, although right now the flaps are down. Like I say, it's gusting through and in and out. If I'm Poudre right now, I'm sending the house after the punter.
Yeah, you need a big play, and that's one of the things they have not had this whole game that they've had in most of the rest of the games.
And not like Zach Little hasn't done it before. So if you're here, you're watching, you know this is a big moment right here in the game. Good snap. Punts away. Oh, beautiful punt. Wow, spiral up into the air. Leal's got to call fair catch and just does back at his 30. What a great punt. 25 to the 30-yard line. A 45-yard punt from line of scrimmage and
so at that
50-plus in the air.
At that play in the game, do you take a chance and you had one guy to beat and everybody else was – is it too hard to know that?
That's tough to do back there because that punt hung up in the air a long time. And you get that feeling when you're back there. You know when the ball's up there and you got a counter to, you can't let it go too long. So now, 1st and 10, Impalas, ball on their own 31-yard line, 2:46 to play. I won't expect to see a handoff. They need 2 touchdowns, not 1.
Well, first thing is you need to look up top of your screen.
Yep, and they're going to it right away. Leal's got a man beat, turn around, and caught.
He didn't get out of bounds. Well, that's a first down, so.
Ball clear across the 40-yard line, and Leal kind of comes up a little gimpy. Just one-on-one coverage over there. Yeah, your safety's got to help you over the top there. You can't just have one guy do it. McFadden's going to be sacked well past the 50-yard line. A little redemption for the young man on the sack there, number 50, Jeffrey Wright, the junior. Comes across in about a 11-yard loss on the play for the Impalas. And more importantly for the Lobos, the clock's still running, 2:14 to play. Lobos have got to get their man back on defense. You got to get wider than the widest, deeper than the deepest, don't you? Twins both sides now. McFadden looks to his left, looks for Leal, and he goes under again.
The crowd now starting to realize about what's
and that's back-to-back sacks by Jeffrey Reich. 2 big plays in a row by number 50. And the pressure all night long, McFadden's done a good job of doing it, but right now they know he's going to pass. They're just pinning their ear back. They're going after him. Another loss of about 7.
Again, you kind of zeroed out Leal last time because he was...
Quarterback draw this time, straight up field. McFadden's making it up to the 50.
And
Clock running, 1:26 left here to play. Getting very problematic now.
Yeah, this is the last play of the game. They don't get 21 yards.
Yeah, they got to get across the 30-yard line right here. Now, if you're the safety for the Lobos, you got to get over the far sideline. You got to get wider and look for Zach Leal. Trips down here to the bottom. You got 3 receivers looking right away at him. Flop pass up in the air. I think he caught it, and he did.
He did.
Ball down to the 20-yard line. What a great catch, Zach Leal in traffic.
Couple of great throws by
McFadden. He's the only one to do it there. Well, you know, the back shoulder throw is just impossible for a defensive back to see. And Leal being the experienced receiver, that's a senior to a senior. So 1st and 10, ball in the 20. Paul's back in business. Looking again to Leal, and another sack. Now you're the Lobos. You know, they're going to help him up. That's great sportsmanship, but you know, I say stay down there for another minute. Down to 50 seconds. Clock is running.
And they need to.
Rocky Mountain not set. Now they just spiked the ball. I think he did. He still got it in his hands. I think McFadden kind of got dinged on that last play.
He did.
Now there's, you know, backup or not, he's not going to go out. We know that.
Yeah.
Too much of a competitor.
And you know, he's been sacked very few times.
Yep.
This year, and so he's been sacked 3 times in this drive.
Yeah. So 3 down linemen. Rocky, though, blitzing the outside linebackers coming in again. He's got to have his eyes down. Out in the open, though, Randy running downfield.
Well, he can't run. I mean, he's
a little gain of about 5 yards. Actually, gain of about 8. It's going to bring up 4th and 6. And we're down to 28 minutes or 28 seconds to play in the game.
Yeah.
Snap.
Turn out
to
the
his
lights.
Right. Flare out the right side there. And Patano turns around.
Over.
No way to catch that ball.
Rocky Mountain.
Yeah. Well, and credit Vitano that time, number 17 for the Lobos, Mateo Vitano, the captain. He got underneath the receiver and turned around, and the receiver couldn't go through and get to the ball. Just good coverage. And as you said, the clock just ran out and turned midnight on the Impalas.
Wow. And I believe the crowd finally started to realize what's going on.
Yeah. A game that they were thoroughly in control of from the opening drive. Got excited here in the last 4 minutes, and the Lobos withstood it.
I don't know if they thought that the pumpkin was gonna
turn back into the coach.
Yeah, or something, but
nope. So victory formation for the Rocky Mountain Lobos here tonight at French Field. They're going to come away with a 21-7 convincing win over the Impalas.
Yeah, and that's a convincing win. That wasn't.
No,
they didn't sneak by him. They thoroughly beat him up. And Rocky Mountain, look at those Lobos, man. They know what they did. They know that no one gave them a chance to win this game tonight.
Coming in there, being the 1-2 team versus the undefeated team at 4-0. But like I say, from the very opening drive of the game, taking it down. Bob is starting off the touchdown run for himself. Next time, the running backs take 2 more in. And, you know, the Impalas finally answer, but late in the game and not nearly enough.
Yeah, that is a tremendous day of football. So, folks, we've had a blast. 2 games tonight. And Rocky Mountain with the big upset over Poudre, 21-7. And for Grace, for David Haase, this is Randy McCoy. We'll see you on Thursday. We're doing a volleyball game over in Windsor. And then we've got a doubleheader, 2 games next Friday night. Windsor, Grand Junction, not sure who I think it's Brighton and Fort Collins over here in Fort Collins. So you can hear the band. They're pretty excited about this big victory. We'll see you next time.
Poudre School District High School Football, live on Stream It Sports, Northern Colorado, has been brought to you by Schrader Oil. Fuel your day. By Pedersen Toyota in Fort Collins. Everything cars made easy. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado. First Bank, banking for good.